That's right, stop 7 of the World Surf League Championship Tour right here at Punta Roca. This is the Surf City El Salvador Pro presented by Corona. The men's elimination round and world number 2 coming into this event. João Chianca needs to get past the wild card, Bryan Perez. Here is Chianca on his opening ride, having to navigate some lumps and bumps sections right behind him.
Pressure's filled here. Look at the battle on the outside. And João picks up this first wave. And the first wave is a little difficult to surf, really, being that you have that extra chop on the face. The second wave definitely cleans up. But that next set wave for Bryan just wasn't, it didn't give him around the corner. And did well, though, with all these chops to fit those maneuvers in. I mean, he literally teared those waves, the second and third maneuver there, and a fourth. Again, he's got that drift, he's got the speed, and he packed in the moves on that one. Thought a bigger wave, you know, a little cleaner on the face, but it just ran off, got one move, and then sets up the second move. I mean, this was the kind of wave you wanted to start, a nice big size set wave, but the wave ran off, so just the 2 moves on that outside section. Got the early start for João, not going to be a huge number, and maybe pulling the trigger once again.
Perez looking down the line, finds some open face, finds some smooth face for a slash there. One more arcing long bottom turn, quick snap, making some way, working this wave over, and he's picked the gem. Oncoming section, layback hack, and that's the finish, much better than his.
Great wave choice here from Bryan. I mean, look how smooth. This one is just a runner down the point, good pace on it, tags it. He's trying to mix up his maneuvers here, utilizing that rail. You're going to be seeing João with a bit more release in the lip, whereas we're going to see Bryan Perez gouging that rail in. So a little different approach.
Right behind him, João Chianca with his snappy surfing on that Channel Island surfboard. Quick feet for João Chianca, and you can see the speed in which he's able to cover all of these sections in this sectiony point break at low tide. One more snap for Chianca. Let's get it going down the line. A little awkward finish, but you can see the effort that João Chianca will put in to try to finish off that wave.
Watching João now, again, look at the release. Each and every move, he always gets onto that front foot and punches the fins out the back. So 2 nice turns out there, keeps the speed up. This section laid down, so he had to go to the carving cutback, stayed with it though. But then look at the upper body again. He swings those arms around, gets into it, and it makes the maneuvers a little bigger.
Yeah, but I also see, you know, after watching João throughout the year, and we can dissect this in slow motion, you can see when he's comfortable, and then you can also see when he's a bit anxious. And I'm seeing that right now in his surfing. Although he's performing, the tempo in his surfing is he's trying to fit a ton of turns into the wave, but it shows that he's a little bit anxious because, you know, he's...
There's your papa right here, uncle, telling him to just chill, can you relax a little bit. And there's a level that you need to bring to that as well.
Here he goes, slides one underneath the priority. Big carve to open up for Chumbinho. One more time, getting some release in that snap. Look at the speed in which he's able to enter those turns. Nice third turn. João Chianca pushing the tail on the layback snap. One more time up. Bryan Perez right behind him. So this is going to be another exchange back-to-back between the surfers in the seat. João Chianca. Chumbinho on the replay.
Yeah, again, a little more chop on the face, but it's almost like he kind of likes that. Drives through that move, comes around the corner, gets released out of the tail. Again, keeping the pace of the wave here. Another nice carve back into it. So these are all 3 turns on that outside section, even though it does distract you when you see a much bigger wave on the outside. But unfortunately for Bryan, the wave just didn't open up for him, where you see inside, just rail to rail. And then he almost blew his own mind. Yeah, he did. He blew his own mind.
And this was the snap here, but would have loved to have been able to time a finish instead of pulling out the back for Bryan. Inspiring young female surfers to continue on and building dreams. Here we go with João Chianca. He's got a dream of a world title, and one of the steps is getting through this heat against Bryan Perez. Chianca on the inside here. And again, quick feet, sharp turns, nice finish, power through the fins. Did he improve upon his 5-point backup score? I present that question to you, Peter Mel.
You know, if it was for just a brief moment. He just wants to ride waves. He goes out there, takes it. You know, he's not going to take his turn. He's just going to take this first wave, apply pressure to Bryan to make choices. You know, and this one, again, smaller wave, but it had a nice line on it. And yeah, I would say now, watching it again, I would say that's pretty darn close to an improvement on this 5. And even though it was a smaller wave, but surfing outside of priority and getting heat wins is it's a bit of magic.
Look, and then the surfing, when we slow it down, you can really see the technique, but you can also see the glide of his Channel Island surfboard off the bottom, the spray coming off the rail, how the rocker and fins work together, skating down the line. João Chianca on developing a model with Channel Islands based off of the CI Pro.
Incremental changes, as like Mayhem had said earlier today. Being able to articulate that is important, and he's one of the best at it, according to Britt Merrick.
Yeah, finds a corner right here. And some dynamic surfing, throws caution to the wind with that reverse.
But in this case, Bryan Perez just took it to the world #1 Griffin Colapinto earlier this morning. Coming from a country that the best surfer before Bryan was Jimmy Rotherham, and not a lot of people know about that name. So what he's been able to do in a short span of time, especially within the 2 years of the Championship Tour, being here in El Salvador.
Here goes Chumbinho. Snap to begin, smaller inside wave. He's going to have to go through the air and decides not to. Save the board, save the fins. Into some shallow water right there. Opportunity coming, knocking for the El Salvadorian wild card. Bryan Perez here needs a 7.83. Launches into the air, lands that, so nice full rotation there. On his way, snapping through here. He's going to need a little bit more on the inside here. Layback hack there for Perez. Floats to top. One more floater to gain more ground. Throws it up, one more.
Wow.
Air reverse, fighting for more on this wave. He's going to get more. Right on the cobblestones.
That was sick.
He needs a 7.38.
So it's not a major set wave, but it did have this nice down the line crease, right? And then goes into the first move all the way up and around, lands reverse, spins out of it, and he's not done yet. He's going to get more out of this. This snap, everything into it. He kicked those fins out, and then the float. And I felt like he just needed a little bit more, and he got it. So it felt like, to me, that's what the last move almost got him over the hump.
I think so.
It feels like it's enough. But, again, I'm not the judge. I'm just looking at what I see, my opinion. And João Chianca, unfortunately, had no way of controlling that.
Watch this happen. And this one, nearly a full rotation. A little bit of a nose pick to get out of there. But
landing in the transition backwards isn't easy to rotate out of either. Right? I mean, it's almost easier if you land in the transition actually all the way around. But landing backwards and reverting out, and this is that snap. You can see the next heat getting ready. Ryan Callahan checking it out.
João Chianca moving on into the round of 16, but a valiant effort by the local wild card, Bryan Perez. Chumbinho moving on.